Yeah.
So the bad swing would be like this.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
This is what the guys show up with.
Yes. Yeah.
That one. Got to pick the right target so that the numbers match up.
That was really nice. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This is MIlo Line. Hey Milo, how's it going?
Good to see you.
We're in California right now. Milo is out here for a golf school that's going on through his academy that they're doing down in San Diego. And we're going to talk today, Milo. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about when somebody talks about like super general, what is the plane?
Well, the plane that really matters is basically from hip high to hip high, and the club is swinging on an arc. So something close to up through the elbows, somewhere between the elbows and the original shaft plane, you know, somewhere in that vicinity would be
What
the
do you mean?
plane.
Like so that when...
So if I'm addressing the golf ball and you took a line from the hosel up through my elbows.
So you're not trying to replane it on what you're set up at. It's
Possibly. It just depends on the player's setup. Okay. So if I set up like this.
Oh, right, I see.
Now these two planes are really close to matching. Okay. But if I set up more handle low, there's no chance I'm going to get to my elbow.
About like that, maybe?
The club's going to come up into there somewhere.
Okay.
Just naturally. So, but what really matters is from about hip high to hip high on this side of the golf swing, we want to get the club working on the arc.
Hit one for us about hip high to hip high. I know this is something you do a lot.
So like just a little
coming. Yeah.
Like that.
All right. What were the numbers on that as far as your path?
The numbers on that, my path was 0.1 to the left.
Okay.
So basically straight.
Yep.
I didn't aim at anything out there, so.
Right.
I should have been aiming just right at the light pole where where a TrackMan's aims, but.
Okay. Okay.
But my path was pretty close to 0.
So my question is, this is something that has come up a lot in golf instruction and stuff recently, is that you hear a lot of golfers talking about a couple years, like in the 90s, to get people away from swinging like this, like steep and over the top. They would tell people, hey, swing towards first base like this, right? Yeah. So people were doing that for a while, and then after a while, that seemed to always end up basically turning into straight shots, then overhook.
Yeah, usually it's blocks and hooks.
Okay, blocks and hooks.
You got those two as a combination.
And now more recently, we're hearing a lot of people talk about, especially good players, talk about they're trying to swing left. Alexander Noren and some other people do some extreme versions of this. But when a good golfer is talking about, I'm trying to swing left, or I'm trying to swing up and left, or feel like I'm pulling the grip out of the hosel, what are they talking about with up and left through the ball?
Basically getting their turn to keep working through the golf ball.
Okay.
What happens to the players, in the past we've given them band-aids, or teachers have given players band-aids. Yeah. Players coming over the top, so what they do is make them stay closed, kind of slide their body, keep their chest closed, swing the club down from the inside.
All right, so you're good at this. So show me kind of the bad swing first.
So the bad swing would be like this.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
This is what the guys show up with.
Yes, yeah.
That one. Once we start fixing them, we tell them, in the past they said, keep your shoulders closed, chest closed, swing down from the inside. Now that guy, he's gonna flip the face shut.
Yeah.
And that's what the ball's gonna start looking like.
Little slingers, and then some body motions start to get pretty weird.
Yeah, the body starts to do this kind of it.
Yeah, and you're not rotating much.
Yeah.
That basically fixes one thing with another problem. The over-the-top golfers, their path might be like 6 to the left, maybe, or something.
Or more. I've seen 15 to the left.
Wow. So if that guy wants to become the type of guy that's like, what type of number do you, for like a good player that's playing a draw, like as a stock shot?
So a drawer, I generally like 2 to 6 from the inside.
So how do we get? So now we're trying to change their path, maybe 17 degrees different, but introduce still more rotation. So this is the thing that people said, no, you don't want to rotate from the top. You're already doing that.
Well,
so how do we get somebody rotational, but still have them hit it from the inside?
There's a few variables we have to match up. The variables we need to match up are, first, we have to get the pressure shift in the right order.
Okay.
So if a player shifts to the right and then immediately starts to spin, they're going to be out to in.
Oh, yeah.
But if a player shifts to the right and then back to the left while they're still winding, now they got a chance. So the thing that in my opinion, controls path more than anything else is the timing of when our wrist conditions unload. So if I swing this golf club back and my trail wrist remains extended for a long period of time in transition, so I can lose my ulnar or my radial.
Yes.
But if I keep my trail wrist extended, the club is going to come from the inside.
So you're losing this kind of karate chop.
Yeah.
But you're keeping this flexion. I'm sorry.
The extension. Yes.
Yeah, extension. Yeah.
Now the timing of when that happens, when there's a lot of teachers teaching that you want to feel like you're losing that early.
Yeah.
I generally like to say I let physics unload it for me. So as I transition, it's physically impossible to lose that angle early. The club's too heavy in space when I start moving. You actually see in the graphs that angle grows.
Yeah.
Or gets more acute generally in transition.
You're reversing the energy so aggressively that that any independent casting just can't handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually see it from, there are some players who you can see, like Justin Thomas, he actually in transition looks like he pushes it away.
Yeah.
But then because his body's moving so fast, the angle starts to go back.
Scott Pearson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my preference is not to really be feeling like I'm pushing on it. I like to just feel like, you know, physics acts on it and makes it do what it wants to do. But the one that really matters is this extension to flexion. If that happens later, so basically from P6 or parallel to the ground into the ball, it's almost impossible to be out to him. But if it happens early, if you start losing this, it's almost impossible. You could keep your back closed and still be across the ball.
Right.
So the timing of that.
So if I can boil this down, what you're saying, I think, is, so if we move our body the right way so that this extension is pinned this way by the forces of our body, then we can't really get to the outside of the ball.
Very difficult.
Show us that in slow motion.
So
like a kind of in slow motion what's happening there. So that right wrist extension is pinned by your pivot, is that right?
Yes. And you can see that that's coming from the inside, even though my body is pointed over there at this point in time. The club is still coming from the inside, so I'll hit it in slow motion.
Yeah.
And you can see that's coming from the inside. I hit a draw.
Yeah. So show me, Milo, we'll kind of shortcut the process here a little bit, but I want you to really swing left, but somehow on TrackMan here, we're gonna have the path go some degree of to the right at impact. So what I'm thinking is, so that would really show a good kind of rotation where it comes from the inside, hits the ball, and exits left. People say a lot of things about Ben Hogan. I don't know if this is true, but they did say that his divots, once they were here, they would kind of shape towards the left a little bit.
Yeah, most professional golfers, divots actually go slightly left.
Okay.
So even if they're hitting little push draws, you see the divots going a little left.
Okay. But like, what's interesting is, like, if we watch on TV, it looks like the ball, even on a straight shot, is going way to the right. So it's like ball go right, divot go left seems to be a really good pattern. So show me that. So hopefully on TrackMan, we'll see the path go somewhat to the right, and then the club head after impact will go around to the left.
Okay, got to pick the right target so that
Yep.
the numbers match up.
That was really nice. It drew, so the ball felt the inside path.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Path was half a degree to the right, so
Wow.
just a little bit inside out.
When I was doing this the other day, because somebody else on the channel had told me, I have the feeling hitting two dimples on the inside, but then going left, you know? So when I was feeling this the other day, gosh, you really notice how if you want to hit the inside of the ball, but then still be able to bring it around to the left, your body really has to be towing everything around the corner. If you let this unit get past you and then try to bring it left, it's a chicken wing, it's just not it. So if that's key, because gosh, you do that better than anybody I've ever seen as far as having everything behind you and then come around the corner. If we want to do that, Milo, and we want to be a little bit more body led, especially from here through here, what do you think is the best way to do that? See, that was a little extended. So, okay, I'm 0.7 to the right, so that part was right, but it's not towed the way yours is. So How do we, and I know you just talked a little bit about
So
pressure shifts and stuff.
a big key is flow of pressure. Another big key is lateral motion, how much we actually allow ourselves to move laterally, upper versus lower. I want to see the upper body stacked on top of the lower body in transition. So as I'm changing directions, I want to see my centers on top of each other. I don't want to see the lower half sliding out from under the upper half.
Gotcha.
And so if I can do that, then I can rotate nicely.
Okay.
If the lower half slides out ahead of the upper half, then the upper half stalls out. And
Yeah,
then
and
I
that
get handy
seems
at the
to
bottom.
go with what you were talking about before, that Band-Aid fix when you're trying to swing to first base. This goes that way.
Yes.
Okay. So give us a drill. If somebody has self-diagnosed themselves as a person that is hitting either the back of the ball or the outside of the ball with a little bit of slidiness, and they want to be this type of person that hits the inside of the ball and then finishes to the left a lot more rotationally, where do you think is a good starting point, for people at home?
I like to start people with just isolation. So just take the hands and arms out of it for a minute and just practice making a nice symmetrical pivot with the body. So you get your body shifting forces from side to side and turning correctly, and then add the other elements back in.
So we're really not letting the right arm bend much at all.
Yeah, no
right?
bend in the arms or wrists, and just feeling how to get the body to pivot symmetrically. Something along those lines.
So when I do this, it's a whole lot less of that, huh?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, do you like to use, when you're doing this, when I went down to another instructor's place in Florida, he's really big on like cones and noodles and stuff. And so if somebody's trying to hit the inside of the ball but then finish left, is there any kind of like physical restriction stations you do, or sticks or anything you think that can help for an extreme case, or what do you
For
think?
extreme cases, I will.
Yeah.
I might set up either a cone or a stick with a pool noodle here, and have the player actually make some loops so that they feel where the center of mass of the club goes. So I'll have
they
them
go
circle
above
it
it
up and under.
Okay, set that up for me. I got a stick in there if you want to. Just kind of hold it so that people can get the idea of how they would set this up for themselves.
Let me hold it here.
Yeah.
So I would set it like this.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like a pool noodle here, and you go over it and under it.
We can do that with no ball.
Something along those lines.
And then the main thing with this, I think, to go along with our video, is that you don't want to go this way and then slide
You don't
that
want to
way.
feel like you're going under it You don't want to feel like you're going under it by moving your body this way and letting the club go like this.
Yeah.
You want to feel like the under is happening because of how your forearms and wrists work.
Let me hold it while you do it. So show us. There's always like a way to cheat these drills.
So the cheat would be to go like this. That's under.
Yeah.
The good would be to feel the little circle.
Yeah.
See, I can make the club circle without my body tilting. So if I can feel this little circle here, and my body still pivots correctly, then I'm up to under correctly.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're interested in taking your path from something like what's on the left to something like what's on the right, then check out MiloLinesGolf.com. Big thanks to Milo for coming on, and he is giving a special discount to Be Better Golfers through the promo code that is in the description to this video. He has a membership website where you get an included analysis every month and a bunch of exclusive videos and other things like that. A lot of people from Be Better Golf are going over there and really enjoying that. So thanks to Milo and Henry and the team for setting that up. Coming up next, we have really putting it into practice. So you're going to want to see that on the next video. So be sure to click the subscribe button, and lots of really cool stuff coming up in the future. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, I love it. Just like that.